It's a bull, of course. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. I just started to see a little bit of rain come down, but it looks like it's stopped already and the sun's popping out. Got a guy out here surfing too. Might be some little chunky fun waves just to play around on. Well, let's take a look and see what's happening with today's market. Going to be a quickie show on hump day here. Not a lot to talk about in the news. You know, the Fed's jawboning today, so of course markets were naturally going to be down in silver and gold. I'm not sure about other markets, but probably as likely. But before I get into that, I really, as far as what's happening with the Fed right now, Ronan Manley here made a great quote, coordinating jawboning from central banks, but you can't taper a Ponzi. That's a classic comment right there, and a quote, I would say, by Mr. Manley. You can't taper Ponzi, and exactly, folks, that's why the end game for this is not good for the U.S. dollar and really not good for the U.S. economy, but it is good for gold and silver ultimately, and you know, in a weird way. Well, let's take a look at this and see what markets are doing. Again, jawboning, Fed jawboning today, Fed jawboning probably tomorrow. I don't know if it still continues tomorrow, but I think it's today. And of course provides a ripe excuse for the COMEX shorts and people that are going to short sell silver out here and spoof these markets to make their presence known today. So it looks like we're down almost 40 cents to a low of 21.61. So it looks like they busted that 22 mark pretty handily here. A great opportunity to, again, buy the dips here, in my opinion. We are in a long-term bull market. Of course, if you watched my video yesterday, you heard that I said that we've been in a bull market since 1971 or 72, since Nixon took us off the gold standard. Looking at the big picture, I mean, if you look at the small picture, you can see all these movements we had: the big 1980s market, the 2012 market, and the 2020 market of recent with gold and silver as well. Mostly gold of the recent market here, but that is just part of what I consider the macro bull market. And the macro bull market in gold and silver started in 1971 or 72, as I said, when Nixon took us off the gold standard. Let's look at the ranges here. Silver 21.61, a high of 22.08, a low of 21.61. Let's see what happens here after the New York COMEX kind of settles down to the noontime, if it goes back up again like it has been. However, we're going to look at the 24-hour chart, and if you followed my videos of the last few months, you'll notice it, and you'll know exactly who, what, and when, and how. Well, maybe not exactly how, but who, what, and when. Well, maybe not exactly who. So we'll know when it all occurred and what casino place it took place in, which would be the COMEX casino. So let's take a look at the low 21.61 and platinum. Man, the chart guy seems to be right. It's busted below that 900 mark right now. He's thinking 850 is the bottom mark for that. Boy, you got to strike if you see 850, that's for sure. What's the low? 899, busted just below that 900 mark, and a 926.49 is a high. Again, all this Fed speak just provides a ripe opportunity for these big commercial banks and whoever the other players are to go in and screw with these markets right here. Oh, well, you know, it's not us screwing with them. It's the people laying off silver because they're afraid the Fed's going to raise interest rates. That's a load of shit, folks. Trust me on that one. But that's the narrative that they'll try to spin. And, of course, that's what Bloomberg, Wall Street Journal, and the other corporate pieces of shit will write as well. Again, just my opinion. Let's take a look at the ranges here, 24-hour spot gold bid. And I'm going to do a quick, and nothing new here, folks. Nothing new, nothing to see. Just move along. Again, opportunity to buy the dips on the physical markets. Don't play in their paper markets, that's for sure. Just my opinion. 24-hour spot price, and look, we're in this New York open. Ooh, you guys know this line by heart. Look, there's New York right there. There's your COMEX market. There's your scumbaggery COMEX casino. Again, that's my opinion. And that's where they banged it right there. And that's where COMEX allows this shit to happen right here. And then, yes, that was yesterday. Today, we're seeing the same thing. Where does this happen? Not so much as early in the morning, but a little bit later in the afternoon. It must be something Powell said right about this time. Gave them a great excuse just to kind of blow that market downward a little bit more. But again, great buying opportunity, especially with silver. You know, this saves you another 50 cents per ounce where it was last week. When you're buying bars. And again, I'm going to talk about premiums on silver. We're going to look at JM bullion. I can't look at the APMEX or SD. We're going to look at JM since they are really the 800-pound gorilla. the 800-pound gorilla out there in online sales. I'm going to tell you what products are too much money and what products are a good deal. Premiums haven't really risen on a lot of the generic products and a lot of the better priced premium products. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Let's take a look at the 24-hour silver chart. Again, if you're expecting to see anything different than silver getting hammered in the New York market, there you go. There's a New York NYMEX. Of course, all night everything's kind of cool. Just look like yesterday. Look, where did it happen? In the New York casino, COMEX, the New York casino called COMEX. That fraudulent pit of scumbaggery. Again, I'm a little upset, you can tell, but I'm not upset that the price of silver and gold are going to go bankrupt. You know, again, this is just an attempt to shake out all the weak hands and all the newbies out there, especially in physical silver. They tend to get shaken out a little bit, or tend not to buy when they see these dips. However, again, as I said, in my opinion, it's a good opportunity to buy on these dips. We've been in a long-term bull market since the 70s. Again, that's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. Let's just take a look at the U.S. Misery Index. For any of you that are worried that, oh, I guess I did not subscribe to here. Anyways, I let my subscription go, but again, it wasn't worth keeping. So, well, apparently the looks like the U.S. Misery Index is still rising here. It looks like 1101, November 21st. So that's not a good sign for the U.S. economy in general when the U.S. Misery Index is rising. However, again, good sign for gold and silver buyers. Same thing as well as this right here. You look at the CPI Index for all urban consumers. This is a chart of purchasing power of the consumer dollar in the U.S. average city. And folks, this is not a decade chart. This is not a 50-year chart. This is a chart since 2020. Take a look at this line right here. Again, this is not over a decade. This is 2020. Now, we've been seeing inflation since the Fed took over in 1913. I mean, I guess inflation's always been around. And we've seen it accelerate in the 70s. You know, again, Nixon, you know, when he took us off the gold era, we became a fiat currency. We had the oil issues with the Middle East at the time. Again, inflation just kind of went right through the roof during that period. And it's never really abated it dropped off a little bit through the 80s and the 90s. But, you know, of course, you know, if you're old enough and you lived through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you'll know that nothing has gotten cheaper over time. However, what we are seeing is the same thing we've always seen. We've always had inflation. What we're seeing now is it's just in an accelerated form. It's just happening a lot faster. Again, take a look at this line. It's not a decade line. That's a line over the course of, let's look at the maximum chart here. And take a look at this. This is pre-Nixon right here. This is the Vietnam era right here. But, you know, when we were just spending a lot of money in wars and we weren't taking a lot of money in. But it just continually gets worse from here. The line is downward as far as the purchasing power of the U.S. dollar. And if we look at the gold historical price chart, you'll see that line almost coincides with the let's see here, all years. Let's go to all years. Let's close the ice cream, and take a look at this chart right here. There you go. And then the Nixon years and the inflationary years that are to follow. Again, as I've said, I think inflation, looking at the macro picture, we've always been in heavy inflation since Nixon completely took us off the gold standard. Inflation's been a factor here, and it's also helped the price of gold and silver dramatically as well. It hasn't helped the buying power of the dollar, as is pretty obvious here. There's the buying power of the dollar. Again, the U.S. dollar probably being the last horse to the glue factory. What's going on in the market right now? Again, kind of down a little bit, and not seeing any big down days, 500 points down, 1,000 points down, but I'm not saying that's not going to happen. But it looks like the stock market, the crash in the stock market is not going to be one of those overnight deals or those quick happen in a week kind of deals. It looks like this crash is going to slowly happen over a period of time. And again, death by 1,000 cuts. I don't know what's worse, getting it over quickly and fast and big, or suffering a death of 1,000 cuts. Now let's take a look at cryptocurrencies and see where Bitcoin is. Gonna be a quick video today too. Good thing on that, because again, as I said, I'm short-staffed and busy as hell here. So I'm going to move out of here. That market's down a little bit as well. Looks like everything across the board, except for my faux portfolio here of stocks and bonds that I had opened up on Seeking Alpha. I'm kind of curious though. Is there any new news on gold and silver and seeking alpha? I didn't look. Does gold get back to work with transitory retired? Still waiting for the bottom. Kind of interesting. Oh, that's a Sprott article. When opportunity strikes, we'll take a look tomorrow. Maybe I'll read some of these articles that we see right here for tomorrow if you don't beat me to it. And let's take a look at prices. Let's just kind of get through this real quick and take a look, and let me see what the current wholesale spreads are. I got JM Bullion up here. As you know, I advertise to beat JM Bullion, APMEX, and SD. Unfortunately, today I really don't have time to put APMEX and SD up here, but they're also one of the bigger online bullion sellers that I'm aware of out there. Again, this doesn't mean necessarily that the cheapest out there, but they're reputable, as far as I know, companies that have a decent price for products online. Some of their products, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about right now. Let me go into silver first since we're here. Let's look at in-stock silver prices, and I think the best thing I can do is just kind of tell you what I believe are the best deals out here. Oh, hold on, in-stock silver, let's take a look. There we go. Of course, you know my opinion on Silver Eagles at these current prices, and let me take a look and see what I could sell Silver Eagles for. Oh, call for availability. It looks like availability is a little bit slim. However, this price is just much too high. What do they got them for? 30, 2022's pre-sales. All right, that's a pre-sale. 2021's at 30, 31. And let me see if they got any random dates. Eagle, BU type 1s. Those are obviously more money because it's a type 1. Who cares, in my opinion? I wouldn't be paying any more for type 1s or type 2, folks. They're not rare. Do they have random dates here? I don't think they have random dates available. So it looks like the best price they have on Silver Eagles out here would be... well, if you want them now, you're going to pay $31.59 for them. Again, I don't see earlier dates out here, but let's take a look and see what that adds up to as far as quantity goes. Add to cart. We're going to be paying, I think they charge more. I can't remember. Let's see. We'll pay an e-check and see what happens. And shipping is $7.99 subtotal. All right. I guess JM Bullion has usually one lower price for everything. I'm not quite sure. The other ones do show quantities available in higher quantities. It's less. So $31.57. Where would I be on silver? What are they showing for silver right now? $21.68. Let me do a little bit of math here and open up my calculator. In fact, let me just cheat and use Siri up here. Let's take a look here. 31.57. And doesn't look like Siri is listening to me. Nope, looks like I got my Siri out. There we go. And try that one more time. 31.57 minus 21.68. $9.89 is what the current premium is on Silver Eagles. I can beat that price. I can sell them for $9 over, and that's I wouldn't even want to sell them to you for $9 over. That's just still overpriced. So I can beat JM Bullion's price pretty easily on Silver Eagles here. 2021s I'm out of right now, but just random dates in general. Even if they're a little bit cheaper, I can still beat them about $1 an ounce. And so should your local dealer be able to beat JM Bullion on these prices. Let's see the best deals out here from JM. And again, I can beat these prices. This is as low as $24.97. JM should be able to get a really good deal on Silvertown Buffaloes because JM owns Silvertown. Not many people know that, but JM does own Silvertown Mint, and they should have access to really excellent prices on that stuff. Let's see where they're at on their rounds. They say as low as $24.97. I don't see the quantity. Let me just kind of look over here. There we go. Sorry about that. I was looking at the wrong price on Silver Eagles. I was giving you the lowest price, and that's still too high. Let's take a look. If you're buying, let's just say you're buying 100 coins, $25.11 per ounce. And let me do some more math here. 25.11 subtract 21.68. That's $3.43 per ounce, which is not a bad deal. So that's probably one of the best. I think that is the best deal that, and again, it doesn't surprise me because they own Silvertown. They should be able to offer that for a fairly decent price. I can still beat those prices on larger quantities on silver rounds and stuff, so keep me in mind on that. And so should your local coin dealer. And they have them as low as $24.95, but I want to remind you that The JM price in $24.95 equates to buying 500 ounces or more. And again, as I said, I can beat all these prices right here that JM has on their quantity, the listed quantities. And your local dealer should be able to do the same. However, if you don't have a local dealer, it looks like this, in my opinion, if you want to buy 1 ounce increments, is by far the best deal that JM Bullion has right here. And I can't complain. It's $3.40, almost about $3.50 roughly. They fudged the silver price here a little bit, but about $3.50 over spot, roughly, for their 1 ounce SilverTowne Buffaloes, and that's for 100 or more, I believe. Let's take a look at Canadian Maple Leafs. That would be the next best deal. That would not be generic. Again, I would not recommend anyone buy Silver Eagles at these prices. Let's take a look at where they're at on these here. And let me do some math here. Oh, wrong one. Let me get rid of that screen. Sorry about that. And 27 point. No, sorry. It's just sitting there looking at me. And again, I'm talking to Siri. 27.15 subtract 21.68. Silver Canadian Maple Leafs, I've got it $5.47, but again, that's if you're buying 500 or more. Let's see what their 100 ounce price is. 27.47. Give me 1 second. 27.47 subtract 21.68. $5.79 for 100 to 500 pieces with JM Bullion. Again, I can beat that price pretty handily. I think customer came in, I sold them a smaller quantity for spot plus $5.50. I still don't like the, even though, you know, it's the next best thing to the generics for some people that just hate generic rounds. I still don't really like to sell them too much at these levels of, again, $5.50 over. Why would you want to buy that when you can buy 1 ounce SilverTownes for less than $3.75 over and closer to $3.50 over for the same quantity? Just doesn't make sense to me. $1.50 paying, almost more than that, paying almost $2 an ounce more for Canadian Maple Leafs over generics. Not a good deal, folks, in my opinion. Let's take a look at what other products they have. 10 ounce silver bars by SilverTowne. Any generic 10 ounce bars, silver bars, are a good deal. They have them at let's say quantities of 20 to 50, $253.70 per ounce, which comes up to $25.37 per ounce. Let's see how that equates to the premium. And 25.37 subtract 21.68. Oh, of course it didn't get it. Let me try that one more time. 25.37 subtract 21.68. And that's $3.69 over for 20 to 50 ounces. I can beat that price, obviously, for my local customers. And if you don't live in my area, your local dealer should be able to beat that price. And if he's not familiar, hey, tell him, listen, there's still money in it for you. I'll give my money to you rather than ship it out of the state to JM or whomever. You know, try to make a deal with your local dealer, even if his prices do seem a little bit high. Nobody wants to turn away a profit, even if it's not as much as they had hoped, to lose business out of state that you're not going to get back. Not me, sir. I'm way more competitive with that. But again, if you don't live in my area here, I encourage you to go out there and be proactive and try to, if they're not being competitive with these guys, just simply put it to them. Listen, and do it on, do it nicely. I'd rather deal with you, Mr. Dealer. You're local, you're in my neighborhood. I'd rather keep the money here. Even if you have to wait a week for the product, if you can get it for me, I'll buy it from you instead of buying it from JM. Now remember, I would use JM, SD, or APMEX as a guideline. There are some small companies out there and guys operating out of the garages that can sell for less than that, less than those guys. But these are the big reputable companies online that you really don't have to worry about not getting your product from. And chances of JM going bankrupt are slimmer than most, I think. So they are the 800-pound gorillas, and your local coin store should be able to beat the 800-pound gorilla like I do for my local customers. Well, let's take a look at some gold here, because that's pretty much it. As far as silver goes, folks, I'm going to say that, stick with the generics right now. The best deal out there are going to be the 1-ounce bars, 10-ounce bars, and I don't like kilos that much because they're not as popular here. And here, the best deal of all silver on this page right here is going to be, in my opinion, well, hold on, let's see what they got for 10-ounce generics here. $251.60. That's kind of odd. I'm really surprised. I have 100-ounce bars cheaper than my 10-ounce bars even, but apparently JM is getting less for their 10s. Again, it's made in-house. That's probably why these 100-ounce Silvertown bars, they own the company. Let me see if there's a Silvertown 100. Here we go. Sunshine Mint, $253.60. By the way, I have these cheaper than that. There's the, let's see, 100-ounce. Is there any 100-ounce Silvertown bars? Is Silvertown even making a 100-ounce bar? I was going to say I would recommend a 100-ounce Silvertown bar, but from JM, but it doesn't look like I can find them on here. Maybe they're not making them. Best deal that I have, and I can sell you these 100-ounce PAMP bars cheaper than I can sell you the 10-ounce bars even. So I've got a great deal on 100-ounce PAMP bars, Silvertown bars, and Royal Canadian Mint bars. But the best deal that JM has on this page, which in my opinion is going to be their 10-ounce bars, their 100s, which is kind of reverse for me. I have a better deal on 100s than I do 10s. And their 1-ounce bars, again, made in-house by Silvertown. Let's take a look at gold and see what kind of products are out there as well. I'd stay away from 90% too, folks. Just too much money. Was my darling for 2020 when premiums on everything else really sucked and still kind of sucked. Even generic stuff was up to almost spot plus $5. So I was promoting 90% to most all my customers because you could buy it for spot plus $2.50, $3. But now it's in that 5+ crazy range, man. Can't recommend it at all. So let me see here. Let's move into gold here and see what kind of golds they have in stock. Give me 1 second. 2021 1-ounce American Gold Eagles. The price premium actually for me has just got a little bit lower. I can now offer them for, give me 1 second here, about $5 cheaper. So those are going to run 117 to 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, I can sell them for about $117 over spot for 1-ounce Gold Eagles. They have 2021s here. Let me see if they have random dates. But again, I definitely wouldn't buy 2021s for sure. Just too much money. And I don't see random dates down here. So I'm going to say that I can beat their prices, obviously, on that. Your local dealer should be able to do the same. Buffalo, but they're too much money, really. Even at $117 over, here's what your best deal is. Take a look at the price point, $1843.71, 53. That's quite a bit. That seems a little high to me, too. Give me 1 second here. Let me see what numbers they're quoting on this. 1 to 10 bars. E check wire. Give me 1 second here. That looks a little too high. May not be. Let me take a look here. 1,850 subtract 1,773. That's $77 over for. Give me 1 second here. For less than 10 bars. Okay, that's more reasonable right there. And what are they getting for Gold Eagles? That's kind of surprising. Let me see what the premium is on these Gold Eagles right here. And let's go to 1 to 10. Give me 1 second here. 1878.54 subtract 1773. That's about $105 over for Gold Eagles, and let's see, that is again for what, 1 to 10 pieces. Man, that's a pretty damn good deal right there. So I think we should be able to, yeah, we can match those prices right there. They're out there and they're available, again, in those type of quantities. But the best deal out there still is PAMP 1-ounce bars. And taking a look at the other guys, it looks like JM does have better prices than some of the other, like AppMex and SD that we're normally look at. But again, your local dealer should still be able to beat these prices. I'd avoid American Eagles. I would avoid Buffaloes. Bars are the best deal out there. Let's see, the Britannias. Man, the Britannias are darn close to the same price as the gold 1-ounce PAMP. So let's take a look and see what Britannias. Plus 40. And how much over are those versus 1846? Give me 1 second. I don't mean to take a look. 1846.54 subtract 1,773. Yeah, $73. So it looks like the bar is around $70, $80. And the Britannias are running only a couple bucks more. Now let me see what availability is on Britannia. It looks like they have them in stock. And again, we can beat that price on Britannias as well. So your local dealer should be able to beat the prices on all this stuff, folks, as I do here down in South Florida. And I would, again, avoid the Eagles and the higher priced products. I'd stick with the Valcombi bars. The Britannias look like they're a pretty good deal. The next best deal is going to be Maple Leafs, but look, they're running about 10 bucks an ounce higher than even the Britannias, and a little bit higher than even the gold bars. So that's kind of what I would buy. Again, I'd avoid Eagles. They're just overpriced. Even at 105 bucks, there's better deals out there to be had. And Kangaroos are available. Man, they got all kinds of weird products out there. Well, hey, listen, I've got to end it here. I'm super busy. I'd like to thank everyone for watching yesterday's video. If you get a chance, hit that share button. I appreciate that. And also the like button. I appreciate it as well. And not too many questions out here. I think Mr. Gordon here was asking, would it be logical to say that it should be 10 times higher, the current gold to silver ratio? I don't know, John, man. There's just nothing logical. There's nothing logical about what's going on out here. There just really isn't. It's just crazy world. What I've said many times in my videos is, if you ever read a Superman comic, they have this place called Bizarro World. Some reason I think we woke up in Bizarro World, folks. I really do. Fortunately, we remembered to hang on to keep stacking gold and silver on these dips. And again, that's my opinion. So, hey, that's really it. Short Wednesday video. Thanks for watching. Y'all have yourself a great day, and let's see what happens tomorrow. Boom! Look, 2152. Even driving it down a little bit. I wonder what the Fed is jawboning today. Well, hey, that's it. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 and 4, Mondays through Fridays. Happy to help you out with any questions you have, and give you good advice and good products. Hey, thanks again. Looking forward to talking tomorrow, and talk to you soon. Bye.